Okay. All right. So let me give myself a couple of minutes of B-roll before actually, you guys are going to get to watch me set up real quick because I needed to put a little thing. I forgot to put some text in here for you guys. Give me one quick second so you know what show you're watching. I forgot to do it. That sucks. Okay, cancel. I want to put text. Let's see. Oh, da da da. Is it here? No. Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to get started because I am already. Oh, hee hee hee. Um, I'm going to put anime while black, AWB, real quick. Just a little banter, a little oops. Did I get rid of myself? Nah. Okay, so that didn't need to happen. All right. I'm not gonna mess with this too much because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to start stimming and okay, so we are back with another episode of Anime While Black live from MomoCon. And like, give me a second to get this like lion's mane of hair taken care of. All right, so now that we're back and you guys can see me, I am going to tell you right now, I'm Regina, Anime While Black podcast. I'm a goofball. It's going to be real awkward and crazy because that's how I do my streams. And I'm really, really excited to be here at MomoCon. This is day 3. And today I felt like there's a couple of things that I want to talk about on this episode related to just attending cons because I consider myself a con newbie. I started attending cons 20 I want to say after COVID. So let's say 2021 just to be safe. Maybe 2022, 2021. So I'm down here at MomoCon convention in Atlanta, Georgia. And starting off, I just want to give a shout out to the entire staff for the live streams and podcasts and just for streamers and gamers. This space is an amazing space that it has all the equipment and everything that you need to set up to you don't have to bring anything. I mean, unless you want to bring your system, your gaming system, for sure for the gamers. But everything you need is already set up. They have the camera, the lighting equipment, the PC, they use OBS, like everything is high tech. It's very convenient. They have technicians available to just come and help you out and get you squared away with logging in. And with me, I get a little when I'm like getting into a new space and reorienting myself. And they're so patient with me. So I'm just like, help. So now we're set up. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late. And I was literally kind of con decompressing, because a lot of people go to cons and they go hard. Like they Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nonstop con. Like they're every day they get up, they're dressed, they're attending, they're going to all the panels, all the voice actor meetups, autographs, photo shoots, and that's intense. That's fucking insane. Let me say it again. That's fucking insane. Fucking insane. Um, I'm a little old lady, and that's a bit much for me. And I need like days in between to just kind of decompress, um, kind of let down all of that energy and stuff like that, and just like zen out. Like literally this morning, I was listening to some of my affirmations and meditating, because you have to recenter yourself and just take care of your mental health and well-being. Coming to something like this, coming to conventions can be very overwhelming, especially for me as a person with PTSD. I need that time to just recalibrate. So I recommend it for all of you. And if you are out there right now watching live, please tell me you are drinking water, you are hydrating, and you ate today. So if you're outside, my little studio audience outside, hold your water bottle up, your water container, and take a sip right now. I'll wait. All right. So now that everybody's hydrated, let's get into this episode. I'm going to give you guys a quick recap of what my experience has been like at MomoCon so far. And then we're going to get into I feel like this episode should focus on con etiquette. And in particularly, I feel like as I'm meeting people here that I'm looking, because yesterday or the day before I did 2 different cameras. And so I'm kind of like The Office, but there's only one camera today. So, um, today, we're going to talk about what my experience has been so far. And I just want to say, MomoCon is awesome. I can't say it enough. I'm not a paid actor. This is my first MomoCon. I was invited with some people I knew, and coming down here to Atlanta. Like I said, the area is nice. The Omni Hotel is beautiful. That's where we're staying. The George World Convention Center, which is where they're hosting MomoCon, is amazing. I just keep using the word overwhelming because this is the first con that I've attended of this caliber, like just this scale, the sheer amount of people. And, it is one of the largest, it is the largest, actually, correction, the largest anime and gaming convention in the Southeast United States. So they hold that title well because the things that are provided here, there's something for everyone. There's tabletop tournaments, there's free PC gaming, there's an arcade I'm looking at on the floor right now that is full of gamers and all kind of games. They've got old school games like Mortal Kombat and Centipede, and they've got Dance Dance Revolution and some other stuff. They've got a VR room or a VR space, and it's really cool. Like, it's just like super amazing. So that's just the dealer's room. That's just where I'm at. The exhibition hall, the going and visiting the artists. Make sure you go and support artists and support their art and purchase their art because this is how we keep our community going. It's been really cool. I've spent so much more time meeting up with my moots during this during this convention, and I keep saying that because wow, like somewhere outside right now, Joseph, hey. And like, I love that everyone's able to come and watch me like live stream. And this is just so fun. It's so overwhelming. So if I get distracted and jump all over the place, just know like it's a lot going on out there. Behind me, there's a tournament stage where this guy is going ham. The level of excitement on the floor is bananas. So they also have a first aid station here. They have people like they're very, very into making sure that your whole experience and your needs are met during this convention. And I appreciate that. Like, just my experience with the staff has been really, really good. Not just in this space as a streamer, but even with taking care of like event sphere and taking care of the hotel accommodations, the communication that I received when I reached out for press, and then also like switching gears to being offered a space to come and stream, I appreciate that. And it's just very excellent communication, super professional. Everybody, you can tell they love what they do. So now that that's out of the way, what I really, really love, I love the panels. Now that I've been attending the panels, yesterday I attended Blurred Over. I love those guys. Skip, Static. Hey, like y'all are so dope. Like they had a panel called Being a Blurred, and I got to sit in on that yesterday evening. And like the room was packed. It was very cool because not only was it nice to be at a con that cares about representation and inclusivity, I was really, really happy to see other people, other POCs, and other people just being present in the room, and not everyone was black in there, and just seeing other allies and people attending the panel just out of like genuine interest. So this is an amazing con. I really like to see how people interact here. I'm very social. So everyone's so friendly, even the attendees, they're interested in engaging and making content. Um, the panels. So Blurred Over's panel yesterday was really cool. We talked about characters that we identify with in our community, what it was like, the Black experience and growing up in our community and being a blurred and kind of being met with like, oh, okay, you're weird. You like anime and you read these weird comic books, because even we extended it outside of just the anime and gaming community to like, fandoms of like Star Wars, Star Trek, just anything that's universally considered being a nerd and nerdy and sci-fi and action and fantasy, and being met with like, sometimes in some cases people share their experiences where their parents just didn't understand them. And I'm very happy to hear just like the amount of like holding space, I guess, is like a phrase I want to use a lot right now. We held space for everyone during this panel. And as people shared their stories, they were really happy to be met with other people who are just like them, who look like them, who share their interests, as opposed to, our experiences as nerds, as blurs growing up, even in our, like, just going to school and being made fun of by kids, being ostracized, and then coming home and having parents that didn't really understand you and stuff like that. For me, I'm lucky, and I didn't want to speak over the attendees there. My mom was awesome growing up. My mom liked comic books. My mom was interested in Tales from the Crypt and Mad TV, and she was already a comic book collector. She started my older brother on Marvel comic books, and she loved Kung Fu Matinee. And so my mom was a blurred, really like a OG blurred, and she inspired me and shared that with me, and I don't want to cry. But I mentioned before, like, I lost my mom during COVID to brain cancer. And so getting back into recording is a very emotional thing for me because I'm pushing through for her. She would have enjoyed this. She would have loved MomoCon. Oh my God. And I met an older lady. So meeting an elder in the blurred community. And, she had sat in, she was inside for the blurred over panel being a blurred, but she also sat in on my panel with the other guests for Black women in cosplay. So I was a guest on Kago Nineko's panel being a Black woman in cosplay. And it was packed. The room was packed. So like I said, yesterday was panels. The room was packed. And so I'm on the mic. I'm like, come in, come on down. We're all family in here. There's seats in the front. You ain't got to sit at the back. Come down to the front, squish in, squish in. And the room just kept filling and kept filling. And then we were standing room only. And then people were sitting on the floor and leaning up against the walls. Like, people came in to participate in this experience. And that, MomoCon, like, y'all did that. Like, that is fucking amazing. I took some things that, like, as we talked and we held space for a lot of the attendees, because y'all are our community, Black women, Black cosplayers, Black men, Black non-binary people, all POCs that are non-binary and whatever your preferred pronouns are. Everyone, we were holding space. Everyone was able to ask questions, share their experiences. As the host, they shared their experiences. We had a outline of things that we wanted to address as far as, like, identifying issues in our community. What are the solutions? What are things that we feel the allies could do to help? And so as we're kind of just holding space and letting everyone talk, sometimes we got off track. But it was like I said, when we came in, if you didn't get to actually have the chance to participate and go visit our panel, it was a conversation. And so I took some notes and have some things that we didn't get to address that I want to bring into my podcast today, because I still feel the need to talk about those things. And I think a lot of people wanted to hear more. And afterwards, after our panel, like, they came up and asked questions, and they're like, oh, you mentioned this. Oh, you touched on this. I would like to know more. And they wanted to continue the conversation. So it inspired me to create a series of podcasts where I basically, and I'm going to refer to my notes so I don't that lose track of what we're talking about here today. So give me just 1 second to log into my little phone. But basically, there were a couple of other things that I wanted to pull out of that and make sure I expand on it separately with my podcast so that I am delivering that information to our community. I am big on making sure that we are sharing information. And there were so many people who had questions about just everything, my military experience. What is it like being a blurred in the military? I was in the Air Force. I'm a veteran, disabled vet. And basically, there were some young people there and that wanted to just talk about that. Like, what is that like, and how can we, what are some things that you might think we need to know about being a blurred and cosplaying and going to cons while still in the military? And so I was able to speak to that to them offline. So now that I've addressed, like, kind of what we're going to be talking about today, because I do tend to ramble, and I'm like just doing a little quick time check real quick. Okay, we are good. We are golden. Oh, I haven't even, it's only been It's only been a few minutes and I just started. So you get to see my face some more. Um, Starting off with that, I'm sorry, you guys. Like, forgive me. Like, my allergies are crazy. Like, I don't know if you can see how like yucky my eyes look right now. They're just like watery because I literally have been dealing with my allergies since I woke up this morning and like just the sniffles. And I am highly susceptible to pollen and I refuse to take allergy medicine. And so y'all got me out here in Atlanta, Georgia with a whole different pollen than Texas. And then I took my happy ass outside today to decompress and sit with my friend Bianca Cascade by the pool at her hotel. And I got some sun and the melanin is glowing. Like, look at this light. Like, yes, like I'm feeling very glowy. The skin is skinning. It's giving Angela Bassett. So, okay. So, the notes, the things that we're going to take out of this and bring to the podcast. And you'll be seeing future podcasts about these specific topics. I'm even wanting to divulge into the business of cosplay actual podcast topic so that we can just talk about it more in our community because there's so many people that are cosplayers that are, just starting out and want to know how they can make this an actual profession. How can they become professional? How can they start hosting and guesting at cons? How can they start getting paid? How can they work with brands? All of those different things. And like I said, I'm not going to gatekeep anything. I feel like there's a lot of people that get access to stuff and they're so afraid of somebody outdoing them or somebody being better than them that they don't want to share information. And I grew up with mentors. I grew up with mentors in the engineering programs that I was in. I grew up with mentors in the Air Force. And so I'm big on mentors. They literally help to guide you in whatever path. So I, Regina from Anime Well Black, am agreeing to become your streaming anime cosplay, even though I don't cosplay as much as I think I should, to become someone that's professional because I'm not serious about it. But I know how to do business because I am a businesswoman and I also worked in PR. Can show you guys. I will be your fairy god auntie to show you guys the way, make it accessible, and just do some chats so that you can make this arena more digestible and fun for you. So again, I keep logging in and out. So let me log back in to these notes and we'll get the episode started now that I've rambled on this introduction. And I almost want to do over and be like, hey, it's your girl Regina Moretto from Anime Wild Black. Yes, I did use my whole government name. No, don't look me up. And welcome back to another episode of Anime Wild Black. Today I'm live from MomoCon and we are going to get into it. We're going to talk about con etiquette. We're going to talk about some things that I pulled out of the panel that I did yesterday. And my energy is going to go up and down. Now that I did that official part, now I feel good. I feel better. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, you guys. Because my phone always, since I've been at this con, is literally low battery. I have 13%. Let's check these notes. I already told y'all about my allergies, so bear with me. Okay, so I gave you guys a recap of MomoCon. I told y'all I love it. I can't tell y'all how much I love it. It is worth it. Get the badge. Go to the panels. Go meet the voice actors. Go do the cosplay contest. Do the tournaments, the tabletop gaming, all the types of gaming, VR. Run into your moods. It's super fucking fun. Have fun with that. Before I get into all the topics of the day, I went to the Trap Sushi after party and I had a lot of fun. It was a time. It was a time. It was packed. It was packed. It was a little warehouse party. It was a big ass warehouse and it was cool as shit. Like it was really cool. Like there was a lot of people that I got to see there. Of course I was VIP because I made sure they get a VIP pass everywhere I go. And let's see. I saw Keats did it. I got to meet and take pictures with Tony Weaver. I saw Afro Cocoa Puffs and Six Raikage. They are my favorite anime cosplay couple. Like they are my favorite. And I like they know. I comment and engage with their content all the time. I've already told them I'm y'all's number one fan. One of my favorite cosplays by them is their Yor and Lloyd Forger. But anyway, I digress for real. The trap sushi was really cool. VIP gave you access to like not having to wait in line. Cute, like a goodie bag, access to like a private bar and stuff like that. So it was lit. It was cool. Heartfelt moment. I ran into a really good photographer friend of mine. As you guys know, I am a celebrity wardrobe stylist outside of Anime While Black. And we worked together back in Houston. And he moved out here to Atlanta and has been killing it in the fashion and photography scene. He was there. And so we just had a moment. And Jeff, I'm like, it was really nice to see you again. Like, it felt like family. So it was really nice to like just run into just home. It was nice. I mean, especially because like MomoCon, the con itself, the experience has been beautiful and amazing. But there have been underlying things that I've been going through while I've been here, and that has made it tough to push through. I've already like before the con was already struggling with my anxiety and depression and just had some family stuff going on. And to get here, and which is why I'm talking about con etiquette today, to get here and me being a person who holds space for other people, takes care of people who have anxiety, who have mental health issues, and all these things, to not have that done for me, not by MomoCon, but by the groups of people that I came with. And it was really, really disappointing. And I feel like I said, like, you know, I love the craft. My favorite part is when Nancy's like, when the guy's like, watch out, there's weirdos out there. And she's like, sir, we're the weirdos. That's me. I've always felt like a little weirdo. And coming to these conventions, I get to hang out with my tribe. I get to meet other people like me. And especially in your adulthood, meeting people like yourself with the same interests, same types of energy, all these different things going on. It's refreshing because it heals that inner child. And I literally have an episode, and I've had a panel before at another con called Finding Your Tribe. And so I will bring that back. And if you guys want, I will start taking it to a Black Women in Cosplay panel. There was a young lady that talked to me outside of there that was like, hey, I just want to start off by saying I'm autistic. And you said find your tribe, but it's very, very hard for me. And I don't know how to approach people and blah, blah, blah. I was like, you're doing it. Like, you're talking to us now. And I love, 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 love my friend Glow and my friend Kay. Like, they were just so welcoming of this, our little boo. We made her our little niece. And we're just like, you can be part of our tribe. And like, we'll be part of your tribe. And now you've got 3 new members to your tribe. And we just talked to her and she shared some of her experiences, and like literally just opened up, and then like we started crying. Like she started crying because she just felt like, wow, like to be seen and to be welcomed and be like, I'm being understood and being seen and welcomed and met with a loving presence as a Black woman by other black women that look like me. They're nerds and they see me. And she was talking about like, my family doesn't get it, but like now they're starting to get it and understand, and they're trying to be supportive. 2 of her sisters were there. She convinced them to cosplay. And, you know, it was just a moment. Like, it was a very touching moment because we all know what it's like to feel outcast and alienated. And so I would never want anyone else to feel like that. I would never do that to anyone. And to know what that feels like and experience it in your adulthood, it's fucking wild. It's fucking wild. And you go through, because like it brings that inner child back. Like since we're kind of tiptoeing around mental health, a lot of our issues come from our childhood traumas that we kind of glaze over. And then when we have issues in our adulthood and triggers, it's because a trigger is like your body telling you, hey, this feels like trauma. This feels similar to what we experienced and we haven't dealt with it. Are you ready to deal with it? And like we kind of generally tend to run from our triggers. And in this time, I spoke up about some things that I was experiencing and was not met or received with open and loving energy, and continue to have been pushed out and outcast by people that I thought were my friends. And then, you know, to see this little baby everybody's a baby to me. And she was just crying, like, oh my God, like, and just being held in that hug. I love love. I love loving on people. I love sharing experiences. I love making everybody feel good and comfortable. I love supporting people and encouraging them. So to be like, I feel like in this space, we're all weirdos, we're all nerds, we're all blurs. Like, how can you have a clique inside like you're the uncool people and you want to have like a cool group of the uncool people? Make it make sense. Because like you got ousted by the jocks and the pretty girls and the homecoming queen and all this and that, and now you're like, now it's my turn. Yeah. So anyway, Trap Sushi was lit. And I said I wasn't gonna, but I'm probably gonna go tap dance all over the place. Just all over the place with my notes, and just bear with me, and then bear with my lion's mane because as y'all can see, it keeps creeping down into the front. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't comb my hair today. And then I went in. I got up, showered, went and laid by the pool, and it was restorative. And then I came back, literally booked it, like walked as fast as I could from Bianca's hotel to here, like walked across, walked down, jumped in the elevator, ran down the escalator, and came in. And they're like, "You're early," and I'm like, "I know. I always like to be early." So anyway, I wanted to talk about con etiquette. Because it's something that was standing out to me, and as you guys can see, it's definitely something that is on my brain to discuss today. So I feel like maybe some people don't know con etiquette, and since I've learned con etiquette, I feel like maybe I can share some tips about it today. So I feel like con etiquette, we're going to start with just what is etiquette? Etiquette is like a code and systems of behaviors that you would expect in polite company. It's really about respect and being respectful of other people and just kind of how you handle yourself in certain situations and social settings. So this is con etiquette and how to handle yourself at cons. I should have did it with two fingers like a cosplay character. Um, Let me get a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to start with before you even get to the con, choose your tribe wisely. Choose your player. Um, Pick the people that you're going to travel with, because when you're in spaces in a small space or when you're going to something a big convention like this, you need to be around people that you can trust. You need to be around people that y'all have the same affinity for things. Like if you like to be tidy, you don't want to be around a bunch of people who are going to leave everything everywhere if they don't care about it. Like if you don't mind things being a little bit messy and thrown around, no big deal. But then you have to understand, if someone does feel a way about that, they're not going to probably be the best roommate for you because they're going to feel away. And so unless you're willing to accommodate them and be like, I can be tidy, we can clean up, I don't mind accommodating you. So, moving on from that, planning with your friends, who you're going to travel with, you want to have communication and transparency up front. Communication is a big deal. Being able to use your words and talk about your needs and your wants and your expectations. I feel like expectations is a big word here because, I struggle with managing my expectations because I've operated in a particular arena and circles and a caliber. I've dealt with celebrities, people who are on red carpets, music videos. I've worked with Travis Scott and Rod Wave and Afion Crockett and Imani Hakeem and all of these like very, very visible celebrities. I've been to the NAACP Awards. I've met Ava DuVernay and Lawrence Fishburne and blah, 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 blah. The list goes on. Knowing how to enter into these social settings and how I interacted with them, I think I have a different caliber of expectations. And so then I had to learn to manage those expectations with other people. And that's not a bad thing. It's just I need to know, like, I need to understand that not everybody is where I'm at. And to be able to be like, okay, like meet people where they're at. I'm very accommodating. I'm growing into myself as I want to be less accommodating. I want to be less of a people pleaser. But we're not about to do a mental health episode. I will bring back mental health Mondays. Brody? Ty, you want to do that with me again? So anyway, um, con etiquette and dealing with people. It starts with the communication before you leave, talking about what is and isn't acceptable. What are your expectations? What kind of room you expect to get? What are the sleeping arrangements? Because you don't want to get somewhere and like you guys have two beds and it's like, oh well, two people are sleeping on the bed, two people are sleeping on the floor, and you didn't know you were the person who was sleeping on the floor, and everyone else was told that you were going to sleep on the floor, and then it's a surprise that you expect a bed. That's not good con etiquette, right? So transparency and being upfront really, really, really helps to like just make sure that people know what to expect. And it's really as simple as a conversation. I mean, I don't know. And again, expectations. I know everyone isn't as transparent and as open, but I feel like con wise, this is how you maintain friendships and you make sure everybody is good. Because that is, we at the end of the day, we all just want to have a good time together. And if you can't have a good time together, that's what makes or breaks friendships. Communicating. What are the sleeping arrangements? What are the expectations? Who's pitching in what? What are what do you expect of me? What do I expect of you? Having that conversation beforehand. Before I got here, I had a conversation and was like, hey, these are the things that are going on with me. This is what's going on with my mental health. And we might need to be careful because I don't know how a being in an arena like this so big may impact my PTSD. So, and the group was like, yeah, okay, cool. I also have social anxiety and have a hard time with being introduced to new groups of people, and especially in a small space because I am fucking claustrophobic. So forcing new people into a space with me when I'm not prepared for it is not it fucking sucks, and I struggle with that. And you guys, when you're protecting your energy as part of like just mental health, make sure like you just express those things. So um talking about all of those things and making sure to plan, communicate, talk to your friends, talk to them over and over again. Honestly, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm a contracts girl. I feel like it would be best for people to do a friendship contract and start writing down what you're going to do, because you don't want it to switch when it gets there. You don't want people to start saying different things and it's like, oh, I thought we were going to do this, because I don't think people intentionally tend to do. And I know like gaslighting has become the buzzword right now because psychology TikTok is like giving everybody the tea. So, but some people are just throwing things around. But I think, communication is very important. So that everybody feels good and everybody's like, and feels safe and everybody feels welcomed and everybody feels appreciated for whatever they bring to the table, whether they're the friend that's to take care of everybody, or they're the friend that's to make everybody have fun, or they're the friend that's going to make sure everybody eats. Having defined roles and like talking about that, because that way like you have, and it sounds like it's so much, but it's really not. It's the small things. And it's like, talk to your friends and be like, okay, who's gonna provide what role, or even knowing how, like, if you've spent time with your friend group, what they already do, and just being like, hey, would you be okay being the con mom? Would you be okay being the con foodie person to make sure everybody eats, and maybe getting snacks or keeping up with snacks and refreshments. The con event coordinator to be like, hey, plan the fun stuff. I mean, of course, we can still break out and do our own things and be free spirits, but also just, somebody that knows and it keeps track of the itinerary, make sure that they keep track of all personnel. I know this is sounding very military of me, but this is a huge fucking venue. It's very easy to get lost. It's for people like me, I travel from out of town from Houston. Make sure you're checking on your friends and not letting them leave and go off into the night by themselves, because human trafficking is a very big problem in America, especially in Houston. I actually worked with a nonprofit organization called Red Threads Movement, which helps rescue women who have been the victim of human trafficking. And Houston is part of the axis of evil for human trafficking. And so I should probably do a fucking podcast about that. But the other cities are Brazil and Thailand. So with that being said, I try to be very aware of my surroundings, but at the end of the day, honestly and truly, like you should not, like just like in elementary school, buddies, all in pairs, your friends, nobody should be alone at a con. Anything could happen. Your friend could have a mental health crisis. Your friend could have a medical injury. They could fall and hurt themselves or something like that, something wild. And if you're traveling together, someone should just know or keep an eye on the other person and be like, hey, you're my buddy for the con. So that's part of my con etiquette. Let's see. I talked about before you get to the con, hashing out, in detail your expectations, your travel arrangements, your sleeping arrangements, a potential itinerary, things that y'all plan on doing, monitoring your expectations, your mental health, protecting your mental health, communicate. That's why I said why I started off with pick your con fam wisely. I can't stress that enough. And then I'll end that part with protect your energy over anything. Over anything, you have to protect you. You don't have to stay in a space that is constantly, if you feel unsafe or you feel like you're being mentally or emotionally abused, you do not have to stay around that. You don't have to be around bullies. You don't have to be around people who make you feel unwelcome. And just know that, because I see that a lot with a lot of the kids and friends that are coming and attending these cons, and they feel like they have to I have to stay with this person. I'm supposed to be there with them. And you do too much. You hurt yourself by trying to be good to somebody who doesn't give a fuck about you. And that's being real. And no matter how they spin it, there's nothing that can be said that would undo the hurt. And then so overall, you have to make sure you take care of yourself at the end of the day. Who's going to have your back besides you? And that's really fucking sad. But if you build a good tribe, hopefully your tribe will have your back. Moving on, I've got a couple of other topics that I think that I'll just throw out to you guys and see if you want to talk about it. Let me open up my YouTube chat for y'all. Live chat. Oh, wow. Oh, shit. Y'all are really in this thing. I didn't even have it open. Okay. Hey, Serena. Hey, sis. Hey, KJ. Hey, Whitney. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read these real quick. I'm definitely going to make it a point to go to MomoCon next year. Yay! I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. Oh, Serena, you are not neglected. I love you. You and Whitney, y'all really be holding me down. Like, I can't wait for the two of y'all to meet at DreamCon, because, y'all are my Gemini, pillars of stability. Because, man, notice me, senpai. Notice me. So, yeah, I was just, trying to stay focused, because y'all know I'm a good rambler. I hope I am not hitting this mic and giving y'all bad audio. So, hey, can everybody hear me really good? Because I've been talking and running my mouth this whole time. How y'all feel? Good. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I also feel a little awkward because I saw DreamCon is gonna be litty titty. I can see my moots walking by and waving and sitting in the studio audience. So it's okay, yay, very clear. So yeah, the equipment and the setup and everything here is amazing. Let me turn the camera around and show y'all. Hold on. Just give y'all a little tour of the booth, the lab. Okay, I'm gonna start this way and show y'all what we working with. This is a gaming PC. Y'all see my Inuyasha backpack over there. This is the setup in OVS. Whoop. And that over there. And then out there you can see the floor and see how huge the gaming floor. I'm trying to get under the light so you guys can see. And this is just the dealer's floor. Then this is just the dealer's floor. This is a amazing, awesomely huge convention. and it is overwhelming, but they have so many checks and balances in place to make sure you are safe and that there's something for you that you would find entertaining. Thank you. Thank you, Whitney. So, moving off of that, I was talking about con etiquette and just talking about finding your tribe, the people that you travel with, and just making sure you're in a safe space and just being careful about that and just how to con because, like, um, having good con etiquette. Let me add this to the notes. Yes. Yes, Whitney, add it to the notes. Um, and then the panels are lit. Um, but yeah, just con etiquette is very important, and it's something that I'm seeing as I've traveled from con to con to con. And when I first started going to cons originally, um, I was at like probably my very first con. I want to say, yeah, my very first con was DreamCon. Um, and at that time, my brother Todd Way was the one who like was my con buddy and took me and made sure that I knew where to go and just how to just vibe and just be there. The experiences, like the travel arrangements, we mutually did that. We're adults, but it was just like just exposing me to the space. So I will never ever begrudge him that. So it's like, but I just the traveling experiences I've attended other cons and like when you travel out of town, I definitely see the need to have people talk about it. I feel like it's something that I want the young cosplayers and young con attendees to talk about with their friends as they're getting ready to step out and travel across state lines to attend a convention with friends that are essentially strangers. Um, so yeah, that part. I think I'm pretty good on con etiquette. Do y'all have any questions or anything y'all want me to add to things that you feel should be included in con etiquette? What are some things you've experienced at a con? Whitney, you have anything that you want to talk about? Serena, you want to talk about? Like, cause I know y'all have both attended cons. KJ, you want to talk about anything and just be like, hey, this is something I feel people need to know about going to cons. I have a question. Why are you so awesome? I I am just a human being. Human being. I'm a human being. I'm just here for the human experience. The convention green book, so to speak. Yes. Yes, the cheat codes. The convention cheat codes. I guess we could talk about that. Like that's a good segue. Like if y'all are ready for me to move on from con etiquette, um, I can talk about some shit that people really. I am a human being, a small being. Um, how to guess at a con. I feel like a lot of people want to know about that, and nobody ever gives them a clear and direct um way to go about being a guest. So, what I've seen in my experience is and what I know and what I've seen and what I've done is if you want to guest, depending on if you want to guest as a personality, as a press outlet, press and media outlet, as a streamer, et cetera, research the cons that you want to attend, see what their requirements are because they have them listed on their website, and then make sure that you and your brand, your social media and your platforms and that your content is in alignment what that con is looking for when they start looking for guests. So you can prepare beforehand. I feel like a lot of people think things are so hard and there's a no. And as some friends, some of my moods are telling me yesterday, I'm an OG Delulu girl, and I was just like, no, I'm spoiled and I'm used to getting my way, but I over prepare so that you can't tell me no. Ooh, con finance. Okay. I'll talk about that. Um so things that you would need to prepare for when you're attending a con. Everybody I've seen, and this is why I'm interested in doing cons as a business because I'm a businessman. As a businesswoman. But I hope y'all got the Jay-Z reference. But anyway, as cons it's a very, very awesome way to lose a lot of fucking money. Like blow a lot of fucking money. They have the places where you can buy all your like your fan merch and all this other stuff. And so you need to prepare and have a budget for that. Know that like they have anything and everything that you can fucking imagine, they have it. I heard that there was a mature Sesshomaru statue, figurine or whatever available and all these other different things. And I'm just like, what? And like the stuffies and squishmallows and posters and, all of those things. So prepare to, depending on your budget and what you can afford in your lifestyle, you could save up anywhere from for that room, maybe $50 to $500 to $1,000. Like it depends on what you can do. Like it's your pockets, and you know how. Like you'll probably like. I don't want you to like go into it and think, oh, I'm gonna spend maybe $50, and then you end up spending more. Set a budget and then stick to it, because your eyes are gonna get hella hungry. You're gonna see everything, and everything looks really good and really nice, and you want it. And you want it. So, and you should have it. I mean, that's why I always say, and I feel like I coined the phrase, they gave the nerds adult money, and that's why the industry is the way it is now. This is why anime is booming as a business with the films and the manga and the merch, because we grew up on this shit and now we have adult money, and who's going to tell us we can't have it? And that is a problem, but it's good for the economy. So, let's see. So there's that. There's that aspect of getting your fan merch. There's also the aspect of like, refreshments. Con food is pricey and it's not very good. I had some really good French fries yesterday though. It like should have never gave me adult money, Whitney. Yes, because y'all should see Whitney's Funko Pop collection. This child needs to be sponsored by Funko Pop at the most. Like, honestly, they probably go out of business if they sponsored her, because she's single-handedly holding it down for the stock brokers and investors, the stockholders. Whitney single-handedly is keeping Funko Pop in business. She is a huge fan. Always bring up the cup of noodles. Okay, so yeah, that is a good way to con, and I should have mentioned it. You can budget and buy food like groceries and like have it in your hotel room or Airbnb, and that way you can save money. Or you can eat outside of the hotel and save money. But if you're gonna eat on the con floor, if you're one of those people that's like gotta eat there, it's expensive. I would say like yesterday I found out a cup of boba, but it's like $20. So I need someone to sponsor me some boba. And I like it's just a lot. Sorry y'all, my allergies. I really just feel so stuffy and congested, and then the braces have me sounding like a character on Kids Next Door or something. I feel so grody and liquidy. Moist. So budgeting for food. I can't tell you exact numbers and specifics, but there's an expense there. I would say all in all, if you're about that life and you want to like have a really good time at a con, adult money is like, okay, maybe about $1,500. And that's for like in this case, like being able to like Uber to and from the hotel, having the money you need for the deposit for the hotel, to be held on your card, having money for groceries if you're going to put grocery in your room, or alcohol, or if you want to eat out with friends, or even if you don't eat out every day, you're still going to want to find a day to eat with friends, because that's how we commune with each other. Eating on the con floor is expensive, so of course you want to partition budget for that. Buying merch. And so that's why I would say a good $1,500 is a solid thing, but not everybody can do that. I would say $500 is probably reasonable for people that have not graduated from college yet, or in that like that age frame of 18 to 25. We understand that y'all are broke, but you want to live nice. So, I would say I read that as you sound fine, sis, and I thought about my phone voice and I was like, do I sound fine? But then I was like, oh, you mean I don't sound like my allergies. Okay. So but I would say, it could range. You can get by at a con with $100. You get by with no bucks. Honestly, if you just want to come and like free ball it, like very, very gorilla style, like come in, um, get in where you fit in, uh, whatever. But if you want money for after parties and the tickets and stuff like that, I definitely recommend you kind of save up some money and put a good reasonable amount, at least $500 away if you can, 250 if whatever, because you're gonna want to buy merch, you're gonna need to eat. And just incidentals and stuff like that. So that's just my honest opinion, regarding con finances. Um, Going to cons doesn't have to be too expensive. I went to a con with $1 and met Inuyasha's voice actor. That's awesome. That's one of my favorite voice actors. And I've wanted to meet him for forever, five ever. So yeah. What con did you meet him at? What con did you meet him at? Or am I'm going too fast and I'm waiting for you to type. Um There is a very fun and easy way to attend cons. Plan ahead. If you want to go like the budget way, buy groceries, drive in so that you have access to your car. Eat, only the meals that you prepare, and try to like not spend money on merch. Don't go to any after parties, blah blah blah. You can still have a great experience because, like I said, there's so many things to do at conventions, especially here at MomoCon. There's a million things to do, and all of it is included in the con. Like you don't have to pay for these game rooms and stuff like that. The voice actor and celebrity experiences, like the autographs and stuff like that, I forgot to say that. You might want to budget for that. I've noticed that conventions, autographs usually tend to run about $50, and then photo and video, it varies from actor to actor. So that's my experience with that. Those are my words on that. Moving away from that, as far as con finances, we can skip over to what's next on my thing. How to guest at a con. So as I said, I met him at Anime Matsuri. Oh, in Houston. I ran into him on the way to the panel, and I suck at saying hello. So I shook his hand and ran away. Okay. That sounds like a very KJ thing to do. Like, hey man, I love your work. You're awesome. Bye. I get a little flustered because I feel like I linger a little bit too long. Like, hey, I love your work and I know everything about you, and as far as your collection of work, and I just really think you're amazing and blah 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 blah. So I had to learn to give it a 30-second, like, hey, I think you're awesome. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze, you guys. I thought I was gonna sneeze. I thought I was gonna sneeze. So that's what I do. Okay, anyway, move along from that. So, where was I? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Moving on to like just how to become a guest at a con. So research, go to the websites. You can put your application in. You can also prepare a media kit, and you can send that off to all of these different conventions. And in it, you want to have a kind of compressed version of your portfolio of like your cosplays. You want to have like your metrics, which is like your engagement, your follower count, your interactions. Put all your socials, they're at, so they can go and take a look and research you. You always want to make things easier for who you're talking to, because I remember when I was working at the magazine that I worked for and owning my own magazine as an editor, whenever someone sends me an email and they're like, check out my stuff, and then they don't put a link, like, check out your stuff where? Um, they don't put the website, they don't put their social medias. I'm the editor of magazine. I don't have time. This person's the coordinator of a con. They don't have time. Do you know how many emails they get? And you want them to go like searching outside of that email for you? Garbage. Guaranteed way to not get selected. But back to creating a media kit, I would say, hold on one second. I have the sniffles. I have the sniffles and I feel like, oh. So hold on, let me get a Kleenex. Because I just know that my nose is going to start running and not on camera. And there's no way I can edit this out. And I don't have tissue. I don't have tissue for my sniffles. And I'm really looking. Guys, I'm really looking. Give me a second. This is not cute. I'm starting to want to use my swimsuit that I have in here to like wipe my nose. Isn't that wild? I wish the people out there could hear me and bring me a nice little Kleenex for my nose before it starts running. Oh well, derailed by that. When you got to sneeze, look at a light and it will help you sneeze. But I don't want to sneeze. I want to keep the sneeze in. Aww. I'm just gonna. That's horrible, right? And other people outside can see me. Yes, they are. They're judging me outside right now. Okay, so it's like in my sinus pressure. I'm like, oh my god. See how dedicated I am to this? Step off for a sec to do what I gotta do. No, because I would have to pause this and I guess let me see. But anyway, um, yeah, I will. If it ever gets to that point, I will. Okay. So as y'all saw me have a whole meltdown behind the sniffles. I told y'all I'm awkward. Y'all know it. Y'all have interacted with me before. So anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Okay, so getting back on topic, getting back to what I was talking about. Um, the budget is important. Having a media kit is very important if you're going to be submitting to cons. And okay, yeah, I am. I'll be right back because this. Yes, bring medicine. Give me a second. All right, and we're back. Oh. Oh my goodness, did y'all see all that? Oh my god. Oops. Okay, so I'm back. Y'all can hear me really good. Can y'all hear everything? No, I didn't. I had to run out the roof. Um, but I'm good now because now I have the Kleenex that I needed in my palm of my hand, but you can't see it. Okay, so back on track. Okay, so back on track with talking about how to do a media kit. It's not called a package; it's a media kit, and a media kit is instrumental in basically introducing you to the venues that you want to be able to be a guest cosplayer at, or a personality or whatever. Because for me, as a podcast, I have a media kit. My deck, or you can call it a deck. Like you can do a little quick one virtual sheet where it's like, here's my logo, here's a picture of me. Actually, I like to use a screen grab like from an episode. So I'll like use maybe use an I'm sorry you guys. Um And everybody saw that. Oh my God. And I just feel so. Anyway, moving on. So use a screen grab for an actual episode of the podcast, and then just take that and put it on your media kit. Put all your numbers, like this is how many followers I have on this platform, like platform by platform. So YouTube, TikTok, thank you. YouTube, TikTok, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. List all your platforms. Put your ads. Put the links. You can make it clickable. People like clickable shit. Put the like make it clickable. It's already virtual. It's already online. It's already something that you're sending in an email. Put your numbers. I have this many followers. This is my engagement. This is my turnover rate of like how many clicks through. Like, if you don't know what any of those things mean, you can DM me. I'm going to start doing streams about the business of podcasts and how to do that and what that means and what you're looking for as far as like how many likes you get on a post and how many shares and all of that. You use that to measure your engagement and your reach, because you can have 50,000 followers, hey Glow, and have only 25 people um liking and sharing your post. Sorry, I thought I was gonna burp. I really thought it's a lot of sounds and noises going on today for me. This is a lot. Hold on one second. Y'all are getting the raw ha 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 of me. Hey now. Goodness. Glow, one quick thing. I'm handling outside of the text. Where's the artist alley? No. It's in the huge game room. So when people pull up on you and they're just outside, like, where is she at? And I'm like looking down, but you can see me on the TV. So, anywho, um, media kit. This is just a quick walkthrough. I mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that. And hang on one quick second. I am really going through it behind my allergies today. So, oh well, this is going to be a messy episode that I've got to edit later so that when it's up for perpetuity, I don't know what is worse, the fact that people can watch me live streaming this while my nose and my allergies are having a breakdown, or the fact that this is something that's going to be posted and it's just going to be like, this bitch is chaotic as fuck. Because I am. Now I want to fix my hair. Yeah. And then, like, so, Empress Jasmine gave me this really cool tip about having allergies, and she was saying that if you eat a tablespoon of local honey, it has to be local honey. You will while I struggle, um, a tablespoon of local honey will help you with your allergies, and because I guess the pollen, but it's in a way that your body can digest it or handle it, like you're processing it and getting access to the antibodies you need or the antihistamines. Y'all would know better than me, but I just did wipe my nose on camera, so it is what it is. So the media kit is very important. You need to include all of these different things. I really will, next time when I do it, will do a side by side of me creating a media kit. I think that would be really cool for everybody to watch, is me creating a media kit during one of my live streams to show you how to do those things. Um, let's see. Next up, because this is real cute. Give me a second and let me see if I can put something else on the screen for you guys to look at. I don't want to. It's like a little kid when you go, it's like, don't break nothing. Might get this lesson at a full con near you. Yeah. 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 I'm not gonna switch screens. I'm just gonna keep talking to y'all today. Today is a little cozy chat. So yeah, how to make a media kit. That's how you make it. The rest, if you want, you can pay me, or you can watch my streams where I talk about how to create a media kit, what to put in it, um, what to think of as far as like how to shop it around, who to pitch it to, and I feel like I'm not going to gatekeep that type of information because I know that that's something instrumental in our community to help all of us grow and to help more cosplayers and more personalities get to these spaces. And so I feel like sometimes in our community as blurs, we may have thought that we were being excluded based on racism, and it may have just been that it was presentation. And this doesn't mean that it wasn't racism because we know and I acknowledge that that exists. But in some cases, you may not have known how to properly present yourself, and that's why they gave you a no because it was not appealing to them. I applied to do press actually for MomoCon, and they gave me a no. And so instead of being sad or feeling like, oh, this is some way where they're marginalizing me, no, I felt like, let me get my weight up. Like, let me get my followers up. Let me get my content up because I looked and I was like, you know what? Being honest, am I posting enough? Am I posting frequently enough? Do I have any current posts that would make them say this is a consistent journalist that or a media outlet that I want to have? And I was like, at that point when I applied, no. Now, and so then I worked really hard in a short amount of time. I would say in a matter of weeks, and they offered for me to come in as a streamer, and I'm so excited and grateful for that. Like literally a drastic turnaround. So it wasn't, oh, we don't want you here. It was just like we have a caliber of professionalism that I am not maintaining right now. And quality that we like to offer our attendees and our guests. And you are not, at that time, I wasn't in alignment with that. I wasn't. So it's not personal, it's business. I always say that, KJ. All the no's will lead to a yes. And I said that on the panel, Black Women in Cosplay. You can get 7 no's, but you'll get 3 yeses if you ask 10 times. I mean, it's just math. Like, but a closed mouth don't get fed. If you don't ask, then they won't give to you. I'm here until 5:30 and it is 4:27. So if you need to go, did I sneeze into the mic? Oh no. Oh my god. So, yeah. Okay. So, here we are continuing to be awkward and talking for the next hour. Thank you. So, yeah. That's how we talk about that. My rambles suck. I'm promise you. I don't normally ramble, but I do ramble. So it is what it is. Um, I already talked about what the heck is a media kit. So let's talk about LLCs. I feel like a lot of people like to throw that terminology around, and there are a couple of ways to determine: do you need to be an LLC or do you need to be a DBA? Oh, thank you for liking my rambles. Um, so in business, like I really recommend if you're going to become a professional cosplayer, a professionally identifying podcast, any type of professional entity where you want to incur and receive revenue, where you want to receive payment for your content, for your work, for your services, for hang on one second because I can talk this way, for your what is it? Sheesh. Just for your work. If you want to be paid for your work, your products, your services, to be paid for your content, if you want to be paid to guests, then you need to be registered as a business, as some form of business, whether it be a DBA where you've registered your name or your cosplay name as a DBA, or whether you've actually just gone and got an LLC. I recommend LLCs because that's why my wife left me. She turned her back on me. How dare you? That's funny. I will do it again. That's how I walk out of your life. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, there we go. So, a DBA is, like I said, just when you're doing business as, and it's how you operate using your name. Your name because the becomes the brand of the entity. Oh, don't be hurt. I was just kidding. I didn't mean anything. So then moving off of that, an LLC, limited liability corporation, helps protect you if you are doing business and making products, providing services where you want to protect yourself, your personalhood, your personhood separate. Okay, from they told me I got 10 minutes. Okay. That means I'm going to wrap up early and give time to like shut all this down, which is good because I was rambling a bit. So I will speed it up. So, anywho, um the LLC actually is becomes the company, and it's a body, a a corporation. It protects you so that your assets as a person, as KJ, as Whitney, are separate from the business. So that if somebody happens to like not like a service or something like that, then and they want to sue you, you as an individual do not get your assets and stuff touched and owing money to them. So at the corporation is hit, and so if the corporation is broken, has $0, they get nothing, but cannot pursue into you. I mean, that's a quick and dirty version of explaining it. Um, so as a podcast with 3 hosts, do you recommend an LLC, the podcast itself, and then DBA or individual names? Yes, yes, I do. The names that you use when you're hosting, like you being Crystal Bay and with Junie. Yes, and yeah, all 3 of y'all definitely need to do a DBA because you all operate separately as well, and will have merch separately um for yourselves and providing services. Like you may be booked to be a guest somewhere and not the whole group um of your podcast, the blurred spot. But having the blurred spot, that would mean like you can do it a couple of ways where people, if that you want them to book you through the blurred spot LLC, and then from there it's like the LLC, the blurred spot that will pay you and be like, oh, okay, they booked you as a client, a contractor for me. I'm hired. I work for Anime While Black. How did it get blurry? Is it because I keep twirling in this chair? But it came back earlier. Focus. Focus. It's not focused. I don't like that. And I've been having issues with this camera since like earlier. Like when I first came in, that's why I started streaming late, was my camera. So I'm a little hurt because we were doing so good. Hang on 1 second. Oh, and now we're back. Maybe it was the bandwidth and we were buffering, and so I had low quality, poor visibility. And I'm hoping for you guys that you didn't see it, but I saw it, and it was like, oh, I'm blurry, and that makes me sad. But back on track. So that's what I recommend, is that yeah, that's what you guys do. And then I should like beat you up, Whitney, because you're well overdue for doing your media kit. We've been talking about media kits with you and your crew since we met. Camera nerd activated. The camera just trying to adjust to this. Aww. So, what else? So yeah, I would say that's definitely what you need to know about doing an LLC. I'm gonna go back into my notes, so if y'all see me fidgeting, that's what I'm doing over here. Yes. All right, we better, Whitney. Let me see. Okay. What the heck is a media kit? I cover that. Do I really need an LLC? I mean, each individual case. Yeah, it's a case by case basis, and you need to do your research to know based on your specific way of operating and type of business, and the way that you will be conducting yourself as a cosplayer, an influencer, a social media personality, whatever. wanted to kind of tiptoe over to networking and finalize it with professionalism and how to interact with con staff and liaisons. So I'm a big networker. Anyone who knows me knows I'm big into networking. I have networked myself into so many opportunities in life. I love networking. I love connecting the dots. I am a networking maven. I am a networking master. And being able to network and talk to people, and like I said, going back on communication is very important. Like being able to have the ability, hold on one second, and then I feel like I'm tangled up here a little bit too. So being able to work on being able to talk to other people and just communicate your ideas, your mutual interests, and how you can mutually collab. Because everything doesn't have to always be about, oh, you got to pay me to do this, you have to pay me to do that. It could literally be like, we have an idea, we have a concept that we want to execute. We want to come together on a project. Well, if you haven't networked with other people, how are you going to do the project? Who's going to, like, it's like the little red hen. I'm getting comfortable, you guys, and I'm sleepy. Who's going to bake the bread? And so it's like nobody wants to bake the bread, nobody wants to harvest the bread, but everybody wants to eat the bread. Inspire me. What gives you that drive to do what you do every day? Um, I guess I could say I was kind of raised with like just and groomed to be ambitious and be like, oh, okay, like I want a lot out of life. My mom was always pushing me to use my talents and my intelligence to get ahead in life, and it was just kind of like, oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that, if you study hard, if and I studied hard, I learned a lot of things, and I use all of those skills. Like I'm very much into art, I'm into communications, I'm into IT. I have a lot of different things, different fields that I have experience in. And so then but I'm passionate about networking. And I had a person that I was talking to when I was working in business, of course, is I like, honestly, it's funny because to say I had a millionaire tell me, but I've had lots of millionaires give me advice. But this was a particular thing that I really took away from it that was like, he literally identified something I didn't know about myself, which was he was like, you're a connector and you like to connect people. You are very good at seeing what people need, seeing what people are good at, and connecting them to the next step, connecting them with other people so that they can grow, so that they can flourish. You're good at managing teams and putting people in their place, like putting them where they need to be. So what makes me get up and like as of late, I am motivated by networking and just using I love networking and just being able to talk to people and learn their story and then help them. Like just yesterday, Kay, she was telling me she wants to be a food blogger and I was like, "Oh, I used to be a food blogger." And I like had a whole thing. I was like, "Well, do you have a blog?" And she's like, "Yeah, and I was like, "Okay, do you have a Pinterest?" And she was like, "What? I do have Pinterest, but I didn't think about it for food." And I was like, yeah. I talked to her about, basically when she creates her blog post, there's a way you can link your post and that image to your Pinterest so that when people are clicking, when they're searching and looking for food, and they click on that and they go visit, like she wants to review restaurants, they'll click to her blog and read it. So she's sending traffic from Pinterest, a very highly engaging platform that people are asleep on right now, sending traffic to her website. And then from there and vice versa, she can tell people, go look at my Pinterest. Having her Instagram, aw, and y'all, this is a business genius, no cap, and she has connected me in my podcast for sure. Oh, thank you so much. Um, Literally in that moment that we're sitting there, she started taking notes. And that's what I like is when, if you're serious about something and I start giving you the keys, take notes. Because if you're just wanting me to do it all the time, or you just want, I'm going to point you in the right direction, but I'm not going to spoon feed you shit. I'm not going to spoon feed you ambition or anything. You tell me you have a dream and you want to be a gamer. I'll be like, oh, do you have a Twitch? Have you done this? Have you done research? Okay. And then and then if you haven't, I'm like, okay, this is what you need to do. This is how you do it. We're going to go on one more tour of the room. And then this is how you do it. And it's like, if you don't do that and take heed to that, and you're not trying to grow, then I also, like y'all said, being a Capricorn, I'm not going to continue to waste my breath and my energy, because it's like, you don't want it. And I wake up like driven for that. Like, I have my down days, and that's why I started this podcast with rest and healing. And like today literally was by the pool healing my mental health, because I've been going through it. I've literally been going through it. And it took a lot for me to get back into doing podcasts. And I'm happy to be back here, because I feel like I can be an inspiration to other people. I have a lot of information that people could benefit from. And what motivates me and inspires me is fucking helping people. That's really what helps me, helping connect people. That's what gets me up. I will do it for somebody else before I do it for myself. That's what drives me, is someone counting on me is what pushes me. KJ, AWB and unrated collab. Hello, gang, gang. Yes, duh. We're long overdue. I've already been talking you up to Serena and saying we got to do, and Bianca saying we need to do some content, that you're an amazing videographer. You're an amazing photographer. So like when I get back to Houston, let's make that happen. Like let's get this work. Let's make some magic. This chair, the person who was here before me, like leaned it back really far. And I feel like it's comfortable, but it's awkward because I don't sit this far back, and I'm not gonna like bring it back up to sitting like the way it is. But it's kind of nice because I'm tired, and I really didn't get any sleep because I went to the Trap Sushi party last night and was up late, hella late, and then dealing with drama, and then that's just not good for rest. But there's a really cute quote in this song by Play Nice, and it's like a little bit of rest. So yeah, you don't look oldie. I do not look like what I've been through, and I'm kind of happy about that. What parties you hit in at DreamCon? What parties I'm hitting at DreamCon? I don't know. I just got here. My favorite little Uzi quote. I've been saying that all this con over and over again. When people are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just got here." Um, I really don't know, fam. I will send you the ones that I've been looking at. I haven't entertained anything yet. Any other questions before I wrap? Okay, great, but stand up for us one more time. No reason, just no, no, no. I can't bring water in the recording studio. So yeah. Yeah, I need it. I like the other day when I recorded, I had the water and they were like, "We got to take this." And I was like, "But my mouth gets dry with these braces. It's torture." Barely. Barely. I haven't even eaten today. I haven't eaten. I thought I was going to pass out when I was walking over here because I was walking so fast, and then we had to climb stairs. Y'all, I appreciate. So I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up. So I'll do that right now. I know, I know. I've been advocating for everybody to eat but myself and making sure. So let me say this. I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for coming out to this a live episode of Anime While Black. Thank you for tuning in. Watch this full episode on my YouTube channel. Make sure to go like, share, subscribe, follow. Follow me on animewhileblack.com. Go to the website, animewhileblack.com. Follow, engage, sign up for our mailing, and sign up for our mailing list so you can stay up to date on all the things that we do Anime While Black. Make sure to go like, share, subscribe, and follow us on on Instagram. And I thought I was off camera, wiping my nose. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I know you're gonna scold me later. like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody how amazing I am. Follow, engage, repost, and that is it. That is a wrap. And everybody else, if you want to talk to me offline, text me. Okay? I hope y'all enjoyed. And that's a wrap. Thank you.